I'm Ryan Wheaton. I'm originally from Mansfield, Ohio. I went to Ohio Northern for undergrad and Ohio State for dental school. Straight out of school, I worked in Zanesville for a few years until I opened up Wheaton Dental. My hobbies, woodworking.
Really?
It's kind of dangerous for a dentist, actually. I probably shouldn't. Woodworking, fishing, hunting, love the outdoors. Me and my wife try to take a camping trip, at least a bigger camping trip once a year. We just had a son, so that might get put on pause for a little while, but.
Where all did you guys go camping?
We went down to Seneca Rocks in West Virginia. We've been out to Colorado a couple times.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
My oldest loves to go. He goes out west every summer.
Yeah, we drove. My truck was 2 months old when we drove it out there.
Uh-huh.
I got a rock chip on the way out and a rock chip on the way home.
You did?
The first one I was mad, the second one I was just like, whatever, it's fine.
So you guys have a camper?
Mm-mm. Tent camped it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Chase would be so proud of you. That's what he
Yeah,
does
it
too.
was. There's bears out in Colorado though, so.
Yeah.
Saw one. Saw a moose, saw a bear. I mean, you don't realize how big a moose is until.
I think they saw them.
Yeah. A moose at the shoulder is as tall as me. Just their shoulder, like it goes up from there.
Like, how close were you?
We were in the car,
Yeah.
but it was 15 yards. So, yeah, woodworking, my dad got me into it. And,
So what got you started into dentistry then?
wanted something where I could own my own business and work with my hands. Or like fixing stuff and taking something that was either needed repaired or was totally broken and fixing it.
Mm-hmm. And so you like that?
Mm-hmm.
The dentistry.
Yeah,
was
that's
part
kind
of
of, that's what pushed me into dentistry. And like I had friends whose dads were surgeons or physicians and just didn't like their work-life balance. And owning my own office really set me up for kind of dictating what I wanted to do and what I didn't want to do.
Yeah, that's good. You basically answered a lot of this. What was the number one need you saw in your community or within your own life that led you to start the business?
I ran into a lot of patients that were tired of the high pressure sales that a lot of offices were pushing. They would walk in and you'd be presented with this $15,000 treatment plan. Okay, go ahead and sign it, we'll get started. I found that if you took that $15,000 treatment plan and split it up into a more realistic timeline, like people would still do it, but they felt like they weren't being bum rushed. And like it might have been perfectly valid treatment, but to do it at their pace, everybody was happier in the end.
So at other places, they just like spit that out right at the beginning?
Yeah, they're just, you walk in, sit down, they look at it, they hand you, this is what you need. This is how much all of it will be. We need half today to get started.
Yeah.
So it's really good for me because then they come in and I'm like, yeah, this all needs done, but not this year.
Baby steps?
Yeah. And you know, patients will say, well, I want to do it all this year. Okay, that's fine, we'll do it. Other patients want to spread it out over 5 years so they can.
And they can do that with you.
Yeah, pull out a second mortgage.
How would you describe a perfect client?
I don't know. Somebody that hasn't been to the dentist in a few years, they're looking to get back into it, take a little more responsibility for their health.
Coaching them.
Yeah, I mean, we try to ease people into it and not.
What do you think is the biggest misconception people have about coming to the dentist?
I have no idea.
What do you think what keeps them from coming?
Fear of, sometimes it's denial. They're afraid of what's going on, so they don't want to know. And they're just walk around and not know. Other times it's fear, like, is this gonna hurt? How much is it gonna cost? Are they gonna laugh at me? Like, I've had patients come in that said their last dentist like just let them have it.
Really?
Just totally just. I mean, yeah, it's probably the truth, but you could pad it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So you really focus on the customer service.
Customer service,
Bedside.
baby steps. Yeah, I try to focus on the bedside manner because it's too easy to be a robot, a tooth technician, because that's what they train you to be, is just fix teeth, and they don't worry about the rest of it.
Right.
And I'll even have patients where, yeah, there's a lot going on, but let's pick something that bothers you the most. Let's fix that.
Mm-hmm.
Not get into a whole lot at once and go from there.
Yeah. Do you have any really big successful client yet?
I don't. That's
Not
why
yet?
I didn't know about that one.
Yeah. How long you've been practicing for? How long now?
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
So probably won't be long.
No, I just can't pick anything out in particular.
Mm-hmm. No major case that was.
I don't like major cases.
Mm-hmm.
Full mouth rehabs, smile makeovers, not my thing.
Yeah.
Don't like the cosmetic. It's just too high stakes, and
You just want to be a dentist.
just want to fix stuff. I learned very early on when to refer. Get somewhere you're not comfortable,
Mhm.
you're not sure about the end result. Send them to somebody that knows what they're doing.
Yep. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You are. What are they? You're a specialist in that. In just.
Yeah, well, they've always told us you're the quarterback.
Yeah.
You're
That's
coordinating with the specialists. I guess I did have one case when I first started here. I had a patient that called me on a Friday right before I closed. And they had broken a tooth off, and that was kind of like the tipping point. And
Mm-hmm.
we did some fillings, fixed some other stuff up, and then started putting teeth back in.
Yeah.
She was pumped.
That's good.
Yeah.
You did it that day.
Started it that day.
Mm-hmm.
I always try to tell people, I said, fixing teeth, like replacing teeth takes forever and it's expensive, whereas like patching teeth up, fixing them, pretty quick and cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It probably took maybe a month to get it done.
Get it
Which
done
with her schedule and my schedule, that's how it worked out anyway.
Mm-hmm. If you had someone come in and they were thinking of you and thinking of another dentist, what would you say is the reason they should come to you?
We'll do it at your pace.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here 40 hours a week, but we can do it as slow or as fast as you want.
Good. Okay, that's all of
Okay.
those. Now we'll do the testimonial questions. So before working with the Cherubini Company, how was the growth here? in the office?
I was probably getting 20 new patients a month.
Mm-hmm.
I had a radio ad that was all over Columbus. I was doing my own social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought that was the way it was going to be for a minute until things got some momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And then my radio ad, I finally just got tired of it and canceled it because it wasn't returned. I was putting more into it than I was getting back out of it.
Right.
Even if you assume each patient I got from the radio ad was worth like more than the average, I still wasn't getting my money
Right.
back. So
You really weren't hesitant with me with signing up.
I just needed the money. I was waiting to get rid of the radio ad so I
To
could have
use
the
the money?
budget to put into this. I wasn't
Cool.
not going to do it. I just needed to wait a second.
And the kind of results you've been getting now?
Very happy with them. I think I'm going to have to hire somebody. Been thinking about a hygienist. And that's really been my big struggle, is to figure out, do I need somebody to answer the phones or do I need a hygienist?
Because Ashley does both.
Ashley's not a hygienist. She's an assistant. So she can't do hygiene. So I'm doing all the cleanings right now.
Oh, okay.
So that if we get those cleanings off, because right now my schedule's getting jammed up with new patient cleanings. So if we can get those cleanings onto somebody else's schedule, then I can take care of the work that's being generated by the cleanings.
Oh, that's good. Good.
Let's just find that balancing point because hygienists are expensive.
So, where do you see it going in the future? You're excited for, obviously, you want to get a new hygienist in.
Want to expand. I've got 3 rooms right now that are built out, but I've got room for 2 more. I'm hoping I can get those built out within a year. And just really, I don't want to be a dental empire. I just want to get one office running very efficiently. And just not get so big that I'm not taking care of people.
Right.
I still, my name's on the door, so I definitely want to maintain tight control and
Quality.
be here,
Yeah. Now, if someone were to ask you about the Cherubini Company and they were on the fence about whether or not they wanted to spend the money on doing this type of marketing, online marketing, what would you tell them?
Do you let everybody do the cheaper intro price?
Why are you
Huh?
Usually.
Well, I'm just asking because I was going to say
fine.
it's a very cheap cost of entry in terms
I know.
of marketing.
I know.
It's worth trying it out. Some markets, it might not work in some markets, but it's a cheap way to dip your toe into it.
I know.
And it definitely is going to work better in a postcard.
Yeah, I know. A lot of times with what we've found, at least from out where we are, in because you guys get hounded all the time, dentists and everybody get hounded. It's hard to get, me being a marketing person, it's hard to get my foot in the door.
Yeah, I guess.
For them to be able to listen to me.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the only way to get my foot in the door is to be able to come at them with, and I know, because Dr. Our other dentist that does really well too, I mean, he told us what he was paying too. And it is outrageous what people come at you with.
I was paying $6,500 a month for a radio ad.
What? You're
They
kidding
told me it
me.
would work.
Oh my
They kept telling me, you just gotta wait, let it gain momentum. I'm like, I'm a startup. I don't have this money just sitting around like waiting for it to gain momentum.
I can't believe.
I got some bad advice coming out.
Yeah. To go with radio. So radio obviously did not work.
No.
Well, normally, anymore, we've been starting people out the same as what we started with you, and then at the 3 month, like.
Yeah, that's. I just wanted to ask that before I said that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's based on what everything else I was doing. Dead cheap cost of entry. No commitment. Don't have to sign a contract. I got pretty bitter pretty quick with marketing companies. Being a dentist, they just.
And they all want contracts too, don't they?
They want at least a year contract, and they wanted to do the whole package. They wouldn't work with me unless I let them do my website.
Really?
And then give them complete control over everything.
Yeah, that's.
And I was like, no.
Yeah, we don't like to do that either.
The way I like to do marketing is take it and spread it out over several companies, so nobody quite has you by the neck. I mean, I'm not suspicious of you guys at all, but I just like.
Oh, I get it.
If you've got one person that's not doing what they're supposed to, and they've got all of your marketing, you're gonna get smoked.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So like my buddy from school's a web developer. He built my website.
He did a great job.
Thanks. I'll let him know.
He did.
Yeah, he built it. I did the copy. His wife does pay-per-click. That's like her whole job. So I just let her do it. And
That's
it's
good.
doing fine. This is doing better, but I'm paying more for this, so I would expect it to.
Honestly, and you know it, with marketing and doing online marketing, the more you pay, the more is being done. It's more, it's fuel in the fire.
And this acts more like, so if you get like a Google review, you've got or a Google review or a word of mouth, you've got somebody vouching for you. If you do this on Facebook and then somebody likes it or like tags somebody, then you've automatically got them vouching for you. Whereas the pay-per-click or the radio ad or like mailers, like it's just kind of out. You're out. It's like a cold call, and so you have to win people over so much harder or there's no, even on their end, there's no commitment to their first appointment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
if
yeah.
you would refer me to your dentist and I didn't show up, and your dentist knew that you referred me, that's gonna make you look bad.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know if it totally gives people more skin in the game, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more effective because I looked at postcards, and even like the big trifold brochures that are mailed out, and just the return that they were saying, it was like a 0.2% or something.
Really.
That you have to you have to like flood the area with like thousands of these things to get 100 patients.
How are the leads that are coming in? Are they
Yeah, they're
Good?
good leads. Yeah.
Good.
And that's been my struggle is keeping up with them.
really?
Yeah, well, because it's just me and Ashley, and you end up playing phone tag with people.
Oh yeah.
So there's a little back and forth. But you know, probably 2-3 days, I usually get back to people.
That's good. I think.
I try to check in, you probably ran into this, I don't get on Facebook a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need me, call me or email me.
Yeah.
But I would try to get on Facebook and respond to like people's questions and try to
Uh-huh.
keep up with the notifications. Last week I didn't because I had a
busy.
baby, yeah. But I think if you do it, you'll get back what you put into it. You definitely have to respond to people.
How do you like the Google Sheet? Does that help?
Yeah,
Ashley?
that helps. And can you see what she's putting on there too? Like as
Mhm.
far as left message, Medicaid, all that?
Yeah. Yep.
So that kind of gives us a nice back and forth where we don't have to be in direct communication.
It's a nice checks and balances for
Yeah.
you as well as us. We're able to
Yeah.
see that for us, that's one of the biggest obstacles really with a lot of our marketing clients is the front desk.
Yeah.
It's huge.
I was worried about that because she's not experienced at front. Well, she's had 6 months of experience. But that's not her thing. She's a dental assistant.
Mm-hmm.
But she does great on the phone. She gets them converted
And she handled it,
Mhm.
and it was easy for her
Yeah,
to do.
yeah, I just showed it to her. And I kind of got her on, I let her into the Facebook thing to where she could kind of answer people too.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times I'll have a very just pragmatic answer for people
Mm-hmm.
where she'll be able to pad it and make it kind of fluffy, and
Yeah.
so I don't respond to a lot of direct messages because people will say, how much is this? And I'll just answer it,
Yeah.
but I don't say anything else.
She
I just
is
assume
in
they're
the
like me. They
woman's
just want
touch.
an answer. They're just looking for information. They don't. But yeah, it's been great.
So you're basically happy and you're gonna keep doing it then.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Keep it up. Probably turn it up a notch once I have
Another.
my life straightened out slightly. Get another employee.
Mm-hmm.
Get things calmed down with the baby, and
Awesome.
I need to get some more stuff in place here to where I can actually easily train somebody to do what Ashley does with the phones and stuff.
Yeah.
But we're working on it.
Good.
So, yeah, I mean,